Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is the 17th June 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. To access all these training lessons at our channel homepage, click on the tab post, then you get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that is having all the training lessons. You just click on the link. Now we are into supply demand zone price action course. Here you have all the training lessons are available. To access the first lesson, scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions. You can find the training instructions at our Telegram channel. I provided the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. Go to the video description, join at our Telegram channel. In the old messages or pinned messages, you can find the training instructions. If you learn the course according to my training instructions, then you will become a very good independent trader in the coming days. Please make use of this opportunity. Now I am going to supply demand zone price action strategy builder. And first I am going to generate daily and 75-minute stocks near demand and supply zones. There we can identify high liquidity zones. For the HLQ zone strategy, land in lesson 21.3 video. Okay, for daily time frame, stocks near to the daily demand zone, we got 18 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily demand zones from this list. NIFTY oil and gas, high liquidity zone, but I am not considering because it is not listed in F&O. Next, Bajaj Finserv is having daily high liquidity demand zone. It is also having daily high liquidity supply zone. That means price is moving in between demand and supply zones. In that case, either side you may get trade opportunity because the distance between both the zones is only 2%. Any movement, price movement 2% above or below will give you trade opportunities in either demand zone or supply zones. Okay, this is the first daily high liquidity demand zone. Next, the next one is Hindalco. Hindalco is also having a daily high liquidity demand zone. And then IRB is having daily high liquidity demand zone. Next one is NMDC. NMDC is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. That's it. We have identified 4 daily high liquidity demand zones from this list. Okay, next, for daily time frame, stocks near to the daily supply zone, we got 3 stocks. Let us identify daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. Indus Tower. Indus Tower is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. It is also having a daily high liquidity demand zone. The distance is around 2.5%, close to. So either side you may get trade opportunities if the price is down by around 2 or 2.5%. You may get trade opportunity on either side. Okay, only one daily high liquidity supply zone we identified from this list. Next time frame is 75 minutes. Stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. Again, we got 16 stocks. Okay, let us identify 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones from this list. ACC is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. Next, REC Limited is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. That's it. We identified two 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones from this list. Okay, next, 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minute supply zone. We got 5 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity supply zones from this list. Bullish is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. That's it. Only one 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone identified from this list. So with this, we have identified daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones, stocks near demand and supply zones. Next reports are about NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Starting with NIFTY. I'm generating, starting with monthly time frame, generating NIFTY supply demand zone chain. So this is NIFTY supply demand zone chain. Always look, any supply demand zone chain report, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones, and look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones, and also look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. Based on the current time frame, ITF and HTF, you can identify the trends and apply the same rules to the remaining supply demand zone chain reports. And also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one report to another report, because I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the reports. Okay, next, generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Okay, next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Okay, next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. The nearest demand zone to the current closing price is serial number 20. Let me put it in the middle of the page. Okay. So this is about NIFTY supply demand zone chain. Next, we will generate BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Going back, changing the name to NIFTY Bank. That is nothing but BANKNIFTY. Generating monthly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Okay, next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So this is about Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. So we have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain reports. Next, we will generate bullish and bearish and sideways trade setups for monthly, weekly, daily and hourly income trades. Okay, starting with monthly income trade sideways long trade setup. Entry time frame is a daily. Entry zone demand zone. In bullish or bearish or sideways trade setup, at entry time frame daily, I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement should be violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score should be 11 for sideways. And the daily time frame, I am not filtering the pierced zone so that you can use them for your pierced zone strategies. Okay, now let me filter the stocks. We got 6 stocks supporting sideways long trade setup for monthly income trade, and entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. All these are all daily demand zones. Some of these demand zones are already gave you the trades. So this one gave you already 9 trades. 9 times it is tested the zone. Okay, next. Sideways short trade setup. Entry time frame daily supply zone. And here it is a sideways short. Let's filter. We got 2 stocks. Sideways short trade setup for monthly income trade. And entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. Okay, next, bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. The changes are daily demand zone. Here bullish. And the minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. Now we got 17 stocks. Bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. All these are all daily demand zones. So total we got 17 stocks. First 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 17 stocks are filtered. Entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. Okay, out of these 17 daily demand zones, there could be some high probability trade setup supported zones might be available. Let us filter them. Going back. First filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. LTF daily, ITF is weekly. So daily and weekly demand zone confluence filter I enabled. That means the daily zone should overlap with weekly zone. So how many stocks will be available out of 17? So 14 stocks are filtered. In these 14 stocks, these daily demand zones, all these daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zones. They are part of the weekly. If daily is part of weekly, what is the assumption? Maybe the order flow in the daily is much stronger because it is part of the weekly zone. That is the assumption. Okay, fine. Is it good enough? No. Why? Because further we need to filter, because daily is overlapped with weekly. We need to further filter with weekly demand zone having weekly EMA or not. In that case, these overlapped daily demand zones might be having even more institutional order flows. That is the indication of this strategy. So I am going back and adding EMA on a weekly time frame, because daily is overlapped with weekly. So we are checking weekly demand zone having weekly EMA. At the same time, weekly trend is uptrend in all the stocks because it is bullish trade setup. So 10 stocks are filtered. That way, we can assume these 10 daily demand zones might be having more strong institutional order flows, provide lesson 20 concepts are satisfied. Lesson 20 is about checklist. If all the checklist items are satisfied, then we can trust on those zones. Otherwise, there are higher chances zones might be violated. Okay. And the next filter is LTF, ITF and even HTF demand zone confluence we need to filter. That is daily, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence supported stocks. So I am going back, removing this EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled, daily and weekly. Next, daily and monthly demand zone confluence, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 6 stocks. That means in all the 6 stocks, these daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zone. Both together again overlapped with monthly demand zone. That means all are part of the monthly demand zone. But monthly trend is up in all the stocks except the first one. Sideways trend is the first one. So ignore the sideways trend so that we can look for the monthly demand zone having monthly EMA or not. So that the overlapped daily demand zone might be having more strong institutional order flow. So for that I am going back. In the EMA confluence at monthly time frame, I am checking monthly demand zone having monthly EMA or not. At the same time, trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is a bullish trade setup. Let's filter. We got 4 stocks. That way, these 4 daily demand zones are having strong institutional order flow. They might be having more higher probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 concepts are satisfied, the checklist. Otherwise, zones will be violated. So this is about a bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone supply zone, bullish or bearish at daily time frame. I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhances score 12. With these filters, we got 4 stocks. These 4 stocks are currently supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. And entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. Out of these 4 daily supply zones, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on the zone confluence. First filter is daily and weekly supply zone confluence. So in the supply zone confluence, I am enabling this filter, daily and weekly supply zone confluence. I enable the filter. Now all 4 are again filtered. That means in all the 4 stocks, these daily supply zones are overlapped with weekly supply zones. And also weekly trend is a downtrend in all the stocks. So let's further filter based on weekly EMA confluence. On weekly time frame, I'm checking a weekly supply zone having weekly EMA because trend is a downtrend. 3 stocks are filtered. That way these 2 daily supply zones might be having more high probability to get success. Okay, fine. Next, we will look into LTF, ITF and even HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. I am removing EMA filter. Supply zone confluence, we should set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled, daily and weekly. Next, daily and monthly and weekly and monthly supply zone confluence. With all 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. In these three stocks, these daily supply zones are overlapped with weekly supply zone. Both together again overlapped with monthly supply zone. But monthly trend is sideways. Sideways trend EMA Confluence does not give any advantage. So we are not checking with monthly EMA. But anyway, so some of these stocks are already having daily EMA Confluence. Weekly EMA Confluence. Okay, this is a bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. So we have completed all the monthly income trade report generation. Next, we will generate weekly income trade reports. Okay, for weekly income trade sideways long trade setup, entry time frame is 75 minutes. Entry zone, demand zone. In bullish or bearish or sideways trade setup at 75 minutes, I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement should be violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score should be 11 for sideways. And also adding a third filter. These are the two filters. Apart from that, third filter also we are using. That is our 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So that in the pierced count parameter at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. What does it mean? That means pierced count should be 0. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced. It is not a pierced zone. So that way three filters, all the three filters are applied to 75 minutes demand zone. Let's filter. We got three stocks. Sideways long trade setup for weekly income trade. And entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. Okay, next sideways short trade setup. The changes are 75 minutes supply zone. And also here sideways short trade setup. Now all the three filters are applied to 75 minutes supply zone. We got 6 stocks supporting sideways short trade setup. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes supply zone. This is already tested once. This is also tested once. That means previous reports, if they might have been tested without testing, they might have given you already a trade. That is how we should understand. Okay, next bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. The changes are 75 minutes demand zone. And here at 75 minutes, I am selecting bullish. And third change, minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. So with these filters, we got 9 stocks. Bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. All these are all 75 minutes demand zones. So total we got 9 stocks. Out of these 9 75 minutes demand zones, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we can identify based on this zone confluence. Okay, first filter is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. By enabling the filter, we got 5 stocks. In all the 5 stocks, these 75 minutes demand zones are having more high probability to get success. But is it enough? No. Because we can further filter with some EMA confluence, because 75 is overlapped with daily and daily trend is up in all the stocks. You can apply EMA on daily time frame. So in the EMA confluence at daily time frame, I am checking if daily demand zone having daily EMA or not. So we got 1 stock. That way, this daily demand zone might be having more high probability to get success. Provide less than 20 checklist items should be supported. Otherwise, zones will be violated. Okay, fine. Next, we will look into LTF, ITF and even HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. Remove EMA. Now we are looking for 75 minutes, daily and weekly demand zone, Confluence supported stocks. 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next 75 minutes with weekly and daily with weekly demand zone, Confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 stocks, these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone. Both together again overlapped with weekly demand zone. And weekly trend is up in both the stocks. Let us check if any of the weekly demand zones are having weekly EMA Confluence. One stock is filtered. That way this demand zone having maybe more high probability, but it is an indices. Okay, this is about bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish at 75 minutes. I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated, opposing zone, minimum odd and enhanced score is 12. And also 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 1 stock. So bearish trade setup for weekly income trade and entry time frame zone is 75 minutes supply zone. It is already tested once. Okay, next let us check whether it is having a zone confluence. First filter is 75 minutes and 70 daily supply zone confluence. Let us verify. Because it is 75 minutes supply zone, bearish trade setup. So it is filtered. That means this 75 minutes supply zone overlapped with daily supply zone and daily trend is down. Let's verify. This is having daily EMA confluence. At daily time frame, we are checking. "75 minutes supply zone having daily EMA or not." Sorry, EMA confluence is here. So by setting this filter, we did not get this stock. So it is not having EMA. Let us check whether it is having HTF confluence. That is a weekly confluence. So 75 daily and weekly supply zone confluence. 3 filters I am setting. First filter is already enabled. Some mistake. Sorry, this is demand zone. Sorry, right. 75 minutes supply zone with daily supply zone already enabled. Next 75 with weekly supply zone, daily with weekly supply zone. Enabled all the 3 filters. We did not have any stocks. It is not having any HTF confluence. Okay, fine. This is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. So it doesn't have any high probability trade setup zones. Next, we will look into daily income trade reports. For daily income trade, entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, and this is for sideways long trade setup. So in bullish or bearish or sideways at 15 minutes, I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement violated, opposing zone, minimum odd enhanced score 11, and 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 6 stocks. This is sideways long trade setup. For daily income trade, entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. Sideways long trade setup. Even Nifty 50 is also supporting sideways long trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes demand zone. Already gave one test. Okay, next let us look into sideways short trade setup for daily income trade. Changes are entry time frame 15 minutes supply zone, your sideways short. Let's filter. We got 3 stocks. Sideways short trade setup for daily income trade, and entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zone. See, this is already tested 5 times. This is tested once, and this is the fresh one. See, provide lesson 20 checklist item should be supported. Okay, fine. Next, bullish trade setup. For bullish trade setup, entry time frame zone is 15 minutes demand zone. And here, bullish trade setup, I'm selecting bullish. And one more minimum odd enhanced score should be 12. So with these changes, we got 2 stocks. Bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes demand zone. Both these 15 minutes demand zones. See, already tested 6 times. This is already tested once. Okay, anyway, let us check their high probability, how they are based on this zone confluence. First one is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. I am enabling that filter. So one stock is filtered. That means this 15 minutes demand zone overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. Let's check the 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA or not. 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. So that is not filtered. Next, let us look into, I am removing EMA filter. Let us look into LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence. That is 15 minutes, 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. First filter is already enabled. Next 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we did not get any stocks. Okay, this is about a bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame is 15 minutes. Entry zone, supply zone. And bullish or bearish at 15 minutes, I am selecting bullish. Zone achievement, violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhanced score 12. And also 15 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. 15 minutes supply zone. So in the pierced count. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we did not get any stocks. Some mistake I made here, that's why we did not get. Here I selected bullish, but entry time frame 15 minutes supply zone. That is the mistake I made. So I have to change it to bearish. 15 minutes supply zone, and it should be bearish. Let's filter. See, we got 15 stocks. Entry time frame 15 minutes and entry zone is supply zone. And also here is a bearish trade setup. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zones in all the stocks. Out of these 15 stocks, how many are having more high probability trade setup 15 minute supply zones? That we will filter based on the supply zone confluence. First filter is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. So we got 14 stocks. In these 14, 15 minute supply zones are overlapped with 75 minute supply zone, and 75 minutes trend is down in all the stocks. Let us further filter based on 75 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Here at 75 minutes supply zone with daily EMA. With this filter, we did not get any stock. That means none of the 75 minute supply zones are having daily EMA confluence. Okay, fine. Next, let us look into 15 minutes, 75 minutes and even daily supply zone Confluence. I am removing EMA filter. In the supply zone Confluence, 3 filters I am adding. First filter is already enabled. Next 15 minutes and daily supply zone Confluence. 75 minutes and daily supply zone Confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. In these 3 stocks, these 15 minute supply zones are overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. Both together again overlapped with daily supply zone. But daily trend is sideways in all the stocks. Sideways trend EMA Confluence does not give any advantage. Okay, this is about bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Okay, next hourly income trade. Hourly income trade, sideways long trade setup, entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, demand zone. In bullish or bearish or sideways at 5 minutes, I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd and enhanced score 11 for sideways. And also 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. So with these filters, we did not get any stocks. So no stocks are supporting sideways long trade setup. See 5 minutes demand zone, sideways long trade setup. Okay, fine. Sideways short trade setup, the changes are 5 minutes supply zone and also here at 5 minutes sideways short. We got 5 stocks. Entry time frame zones are 5 minute supply zones. Next, bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. The changes are 5 minutes demand zone. Here bullish and minimum odd enhances score 12. Let's filter. We got 4 stocks. Now let's verify the zone Confluence. Based on zone Confluence, we will filter on these 4 stocks. First one is 5 minutes and 15 minutes demand zone Confluence supported stocks. I enabled the filter. We got all 4 are filtered. Let's verify, because 15 minutes trend is up. Let's verify any 15 minutes demand zone having daily EMA. None of them are having daily EMA. Okay, fine. Let's look into LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone Confluence supported stocks. I removed EMA filter. Now 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone Confluence supported stocks. First filter already enabled. Next 5 minutes and 75 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone Confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 stocks, these 5 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 15 minutes demand zone. Both together again overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend is up in both stocks. Let's check if any of the 75 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA Confluence. None of them are having daily EMA. So this is about long bullish trade setup. Next, bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. The changes are 5 minutes, entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish at 5 minutes. I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd and enhanced score 12. And also 5 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 19 stocks. So first 15 stocks in the list. This is a bearish trade setup for hourly income trade, and entry time frame zones are 5 minutes supply zones. So first 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 19 stocks are filtered. Out of these 19 high probability trade setup zones, if any are available, let us check. First filter is 5 minutes and 15 minutes supply zone confluence. This is bearish trade setup, entry time frame 5 minutes supply zone. So we should look for 5 minutes with 15 minutes supply zone confluence. So in the supply zone confluence, I am setting the filter 5 minute supply zone with 15 minute supply zone confluence. By enabling the filter, we got 10 stocks. In these 10 stocks, these 5 minute supply zones are overlapped with 15 minute supply zone. Nifty Bank is also there. Let's verify if any of these 15 minute supply zones are having daily EMA confluence. In the EMA confluence at 15 minutes time frame, checking 15 minute supply zone having daily EMA confluence. One stock is filtered. This 15 minute supply zone might be having high probability trade setup. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF and even HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. I am removing EMA filter. Supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next 5 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 5 stocks. In these 5 stocks, these 5 minute supply zones are overlapped with 15 minute supply zone, both together again overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. 75 minutes trend is down in all the stocks except the last one, 5th one. So let us remove this 5th one. Remaining 4, let us check if any 75 minute supply zones are having daily EMA. So in the EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame, we are checking 75 minute supply zone having daily EMA. At the same time, 75 minutes time frame, trend should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. So one stock, same IRCTC, again filtered. So this is the only one high probability trade setup in all the hourly income trade stocks. So this is about the bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. So we have completed all the income trade report generation. Next we will look into stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames except daily and 75 minutes time frame, because we already generated them in the beginning of the report. And also price closed inside the demand and supply zones for weekly and above time frames, including EMA confluence, because high probability zones we can get. Okay, starting with yearly time frame, price closed inside the yearly demand zone. One stock is filtered first time. No. Sorry, this is not near. This is inside the demand zone. Okay, next. Price closed inside the yearly supply zone. No stocks. Next time frame is a half yearly. Stocks near to the half yearly demand zone. No stocks. Stocks near to the half yearly supply zone, also no stocks. Price closed inside the half yearly demand zone, we got 2 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone, 3 stocks we got. Next time frame is the quarterly. Stocks near to the quarterly demand zone, we got 1 stock. Next, stocks near to the quarterly supply zone, we got 5 stocks. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone, we got 9 stocks. But out of these 9, we should look for more high probability quarterly demand zone. So let us further filter based on the EMA confluence on quarterly time frame. Checking quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA or not. At the same time, trend should not be sideways on quarterly. It can be either up or down on quarterly. We got 3 stocks. Okay, next quarterly income trade. Price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 13 stocks. Let's further filter based on quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA confluence. And also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. With these filters, we got 2 stocks. Okay, next time frame is monthly. Stocks near to the monthly demand zone, we got 11 stocks. Next, stocks near to the monthly supply zone, we got 7 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone, we got 16 stocks. We can further filter this list based on the EMA confluence. So at monthly time frame, checking monthly demand zone having monthly EMA or not. At the same time, trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 7 stocks. All these are all monthly demand zones having monthly EMA confluence. And also current price closed inside the monthly demand zone. Okay, next, price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down for your reference. Total 42 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on monthly supply zone having monthly EMA confluence. And also trend on the monthly, not sideways, should not be sideways. It can be up or down. Now list is come down to 16 stocks. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 16 stocks are filtered. Okay, next time frame is weekly. Price closed inside the weekly demand zone. First 17 stocks in the list. Okay, first let us look into weekly time frame. Stocks near to the weekly demand zone, we got 8 stocks. Next, stocks near to the weekly supply zone, we got 14 stocks. Next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. First 17 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, 27 stocks are filtered. Let's further filter based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. And also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 11 stocks. Weekly demand zones. Price closed in the weekly demand zones. Those demand zones are having weekly EMA confluence. Okay, next, price closed inside the weekly supply zone. We got a big list. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. "42 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA. In the EMA, weekly time frame, checking weekly supply zone having weekly EMA. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. Can be up or down. We got 11 stocks. So this is about weekly time frame. Daily time frame already we generated, and the next time frame is 125 minutes. Stocks near to the 125 minutes demand zone. 16 stocks we got, first 15 stocks. Scrolling the list down, total 16 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 125 minute supply zone, we got 3 stocks. Next time frame 75 minutes already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 25 minutes. Stocks near to the 25 minutes demand zone, we got 13 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 25 minute supply zone, we got 4 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone, we got 6 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 15 minute supply zone, we got 6 stocks. Next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near to the 5 minutes demand zone, we got 6 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 5 minute supply zone, we got 9 stocks. So we have completed the generation of finding the stocks near demand and supply zones, and in the final report let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list indices, remaining equity stocks. So I'm scrolling the list down, whichever the stock you want to refer, pause the video. After that you can proceed further. Okay, I'm scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.